flash, they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Clothes to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you.
Hey y'all, this is Hey HR by Tamika Green, and I am so excited to tell you guys all about not only my first year working in the tech industry, but my first year working 100% remote. No requirement of going back into the office, no hybrid schedule, no, hey, tell me what you're doing when you're working from home, just 100% remote. Like, you know, I'm working, I'm at home, I'm knocking it out, I'm killing it, you seeing results. I am so excited to tell you guys about this opportunity. I will say that for years, even before COVID, I had plenty of opportunity to work from home. There's so many times that I've worked from home. There's so many times that I've worked hybrid. There's so many times that I've traveled so often that I just didn't go into the office, and I would do what I need to do from wherever location I was or when I got home. And that was nice, but it was still that like underlying issue of we expect to see you in the office at some time. So this is totally my first time working for a company where I work 100% remote. Those of you who are like new to my channel, then I'm Tamika. I live in Charleston, South Carolina. For those of you who are returning, then you know I live in Charleston, South Carolina. So the closest office that's near to my office is like one in New York and one in Austin. So obviously I'm not expected to be into the office. I mean, unless you want me to just travel on a plane all the time, right? That's not the case. So I really like that. I've worked for this company for over a year before I met anyone in person. And so I was so excited to go and finally meet my team. I keep saying this all the time, and it was just funny as ever because I was just like, gosh, it just kind of feels like catfish. Like you've been dating somebody you've never seen before. We've been seeing a lot of each other on video. We talk often, but never met in person.
I'm still fly, let's go.
All right, shot.
It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Clothes to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out. So right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest.
And this year I had to learn new ways to manage my time. Like, I just had to learn it. I had to learn like a new routine. You get used to getting up at the crack of dawn in the morning and then getting dressed, feeding a dog, getting all prepared to head out the door, dealing with traffic, getting to the office, doing all your good mornings and all that stuff. So I literally had to learn a new routine. And so that routine now is me still getting dressed in the morning, but luckily I only really need to look cute from the waist up. So I love that. More times to be able to take my dog out so it's not a rush. Like if she's still sleeping in the morning, I don't have to rush her up to be like, let's go outside. I always to make my breakfast, grab me some coffee, kind of check what's going on for the day, and then get my day rolling. I think the craziest thing, and I've done some reels on IG about it, so if you're not following me on IG, then you definitely need to, because I did some reels about how just your family doesn't realize you're working from home. They don't realize that what they're doing is working against you working from home. So it's kind of some nuances that you either need to get used to, adjust with your family, whatever. And I really had to learn like working with global times, like time zones. The company that I work for operates in 19 countries across the globe. Not only did I need to get comfortable with the fact that if I was working on a role that's on the opposite coast, then I may work later because I'm the East Coast, they're in the West Coast. But then I may have worked an earlier day because we had employees who were in India, Singapore, Spain, the UK. It took a little bit of a balancing act so that I'm not working completely all day. So if I was working with employees that's in India, I primarily would start my day about 7 in the morning. But if I knew I had to do things that were working with our folks that are in California, then I'd take like a couple hours break or a few hours break in the day and then start again. Or if I work all the way through the day, then I just make it a short Friday. And so I ended up liking it. It took a little getting used to, but I ended up liking it. It seems like the company never really cuts off, so I had to like shut off notifications on my phone and stuff. I had to learn when to cut off, like when to keep my boundaries, when to still feel like I was in touch with my home life, when to get my home chores done. It's just me, my daughter, and my dog here. So like I still need to take out the trash. I still needed to vacuum. I still need to clean the bathrooms. I still need to do laundry, cook, all those things. And so it took a little bit of adjustment with time zones, but it definitely worked. And so some benefits that I needed less maintenance on that car. I was getting oil changes on such a regular basis. It was nothing for me to get an oil change like 4 or 5 times a year, especially when I was traveling before for work. Now I get an oil change once, maybe twice a year. So that was nice because I'm actually saving money. Not only on the oil change, I'm also saving money on gas because my car is not leaving the garage every day. So it was really nice to be like, look, instead of me spending, $60 a week on gas, I got down to the point where I was literally spending like $60 a month. Honey, such a relief. Able to take those finances, put it other ways, and really hit some financial goals better, like paying off some credit cards, saving more, putting more money into my HSA, my 401k. I really like the fact that less maintenance, less gas really helped me financially. So another benefit that I like was just being able to do house chores while I was working. I can start laundry in the morning, lunch break, I'm gonna go swap it out and then be done by the end of the day. So I really like that I could take out the trash whenever I need to. I didn't have to leave my trash can out to the road all day. I can bring it in early in the morning. It was just nice, just knowing like I didn't have to go through all of this long day of getting dressed, heading in traffic, come back home, going through traffic, cooking dinner, and then doing all of that stuff. It just allowed me to have a shorter time. Actually, it allowed me to have more time at night to have like a home-work-life balance. So I like that. I like more flexibility with deliveries. So if Amazon coming, UPS coming, whoever, like it was nothing for me to be like, cool, they can come at whatever time, right? I didn't have to like watch my door camera. I didn't have to ask my neighbor to grab it. I didn't have to ask my daughter to grab it. I knew that if a package came when I'm off with this call, I can grab the package, bring it in the house, we're safe, I'm not thinking about it, and keep going. And I actually had less laundry. I find myself wearing like yoga pants all the time, so I bought more yoga pants, and that was nice. But I just noticed that I just wasn't wearing as much. I wasn't going out into the weather, so when it's cold, I don't have to like wear layers because I'm in the house. When it's hot, I literally can just like put on whatever I need to be nice looking at the top, but I didn't have to like really put on all this work gear at the bottom of my clothes. And I like having more time with my daughter and my dog. I noticed that my dog came up with a new routine. Kind of frustrating with my daughter because I feel like my daughter still tries to, like not still trying. Like she's done a really good job, but it's still some adapting to her to realize when I literally can't be available. And there are times that she's reached out to me in a panic on things that I didn't feel was a panic. And obviously for her either, it comes with maturity when you realize what things are an emergency. And I think she felt like I could just stop in my day and address that. When in actuality, if I was in somebody's office, like, I couldn't come right at that moment. It worked out where I had more time with them and allow us to kind of learn a new normal. This was a new industry, new job duties, new functions, new processes, new teammates, more diversity in the culture. And I learned not only more to get my job done, but I learned more about technology, more about the people that make technology work. Who are the people that we need to make apps? Who are the people that we need to sell different digital ads? Who are the people that we need to keep websites running in a healthy and productive way? And it was just so nice kind of learning all those jobs. I was a senior talent acquisition specialist majority of the time, and now I'm a human resources business partner. And it was just really, really interesting. It's eye-opening. It's like, oh my goodness, all these things are so new, and you've been working in your career this long. How do you know this is going to be a thing? And I like our new culture, a wider approach to diversity. That's just me. And I'm in the South, right? And I feel like people think, okay, if we want to be diverse, we're going to let a black lady lead this. It's way more to diversity than just that. And so I just love that this company naturally, or just working in a global company, it naturally forces you to be open to farther reach of what diversity is. I've had people who have speaking impediments, people who have religious restrictions with work, people who have different times of getting time off for like maternity leave or getting married. Holidays are different. English just ain't English everywhere. So learning how people speak English words, and what they're using them as was different for me too. But that was just new, just learning more of like culture and diversity. And definitely like learning global laws and how to work with a union. I've worked with a union like multiple times, not only in grad school, but I always, and not that I work with the union in grad school, but that was my first time learning about them in an official learning environment. Prior to that, I've learned about them in more of a relaxed environment. But each time I've worked with like unions in the past, I've always worked from the employee side. It was a different learning approach to learn from it from the employer side, and like what was okay, not okay, expected, not expected. And then just learning like all those global holidays were just new for me. Learning not only just the different cultures, but like how it worked in the workforce. So like learning various job titles, because the job duties are the same, the job titles are different. Learning like the office meeting dynamics, or some cultures believe that it's more respectful that if you're not a leader, then you should have your camera off when your leader's on the meeting. Living styles, knowing that it is common in so many countries that multiple generations live in a house until someone gets married, and even if they get married, then more people may move in, where it's so different in the US where we all just have our own home. So that was new too. One thing that I really needed to work on was just protecting myself better. So my office was one that was set up, and I had a home office already, and it was set up where like, okay, I knew I was going to touch it and maybe work 3-4 hours out of the day at home, or maybe an hour, 2 hours at home, but not one where I'm working consistently 8-10 hours a day. And so I didn't have my ergonomics right. Still don't. So I still need to work on that. It's cute. My office cute. It's just not ergonomically safe. And then my eyesight was already declining, but Lord, I can tell that it's declining even faster because I'm literally always on the computer. If I'm not on the computer, I'm on my phone. Like if I'm not on my phone, I'm watching TV. So it's always like looking at artificial light and really like diminishing my sight. I'm finding myself needing my glasses way more often. And then like just protecting myself with breaks. Sometimes you just need a break. It's for mental health, physical health, everything. Where I just can't sit there online all day, every day. Is something that I'm still working on. I'm not really good in that area, but I'm definitely working on it. I'm on our diversity council. I'm also involved in several of our ERGs, and I'm also a leader on one of our ERGs, and that's employee resource groups, which are diversity groups to make your company more diverse and make your diverse people feel more comfortable. And so it was nice that I flew into Austin, Texas, where our home office is, and met so many of my coworkers, met so many people that work for other brands within our parent company, see our home office for the first time, meet my boss for the first time, meet my coworker for the first time. It was just nice. It was a busy 3 days. I only stayed for 3 days. I've worked for this organization for a whole year and maybe 2 months before I met everybody in person. Oh, so thank you guys so much for kind of watching my experience. I hope that this helped you guys with your experience. I know there are a lot of people who are kind of like on the fence of if they want to work from home. There are some people who are like, I absolutely can't work from home. There are some people who I really want to work from home. And so I hope that this video helped you guys. If this is your first time watching a video by Heyyy HR, then definitely do me a huge favor and consider subscribing. For those of you who are returning, I hope you enjoy seeing this view of my life, and I just cannot wait to see all of you guys on the next video.
Say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now.